that decide to come out here. Go stand over there. It won't take them as long to get there. I also, realistically, kind of want all the medicine and stuff from here. So we'll get the medicine afterwards as well. And whatever kind of steel I guess we can carry. Alright, Josh is in place. And LT's almost there. I don't think they'll run upwards, but I've got one person at least guarding the side. I need you to kind of scooch around a bit, or otherwise you'll come out of attention. I don't think I need that many people, but this should be okay. We could stay on the edge here, but I don't see any turrets. And I think as long as I actually get into this battle... Try hitting Richie. I'm not taking prisoners, so I don't care for people. Although I could take out the solar. Cool, get back out of the corner. Or at least like hide or something, move out of the way. Alright, so now they have a fire to deal with. Nichun, that's fine, you can have your tantrum. They're down, I don't know if they were on fire or if we just took off their head. Okay, Giggles. Giggles is trying to get out here. All this is open. Keelon died in amongst that battle. That would have been one of our good Keelons. Yeah, that was one of our good Keelons, unfortunately. And everybody should be trying to run at this point. Oh shit, there's Andre. It's a different kind of spelling of Andre, but yeah. I haven't seen one of them walk into my colony yet. Alright, Josh, get your ass in here. And you guys can essentially just do whatever at this point. This is going to be ours for a second. And anybody that's in the zone, try to put out the fires and stuff. Go deal with plants and stuff. I guess... Yeah, here we go. You guys do want to fight. I don't want to even know what their skills and shit are because I don't want to try to take them. I guess that's the incendiary launchers. Those are pretty useful. Okay. So, we have a shit ton of food, meats and stuff, which is probably, I honestly reckon they changed that. Like halfway here, I reckon the game was like, you know what you need is probably food. So, yeah. And I don't need the beds, so I'm going to deconstruct those. I don't need the roof and stuff. But I will basically like pull up like all the floors. And we'll deconstruct just about everything else. So let them pull off the roof first. Just for safety. Nitsuen is taking forever. Hopefully they find food. The other Nitsuen is all the way down there. Colonist left unburied. Look, we'll do the best we can with that particular colonist. They'll probably honestly eat him on the way home. You know, that's how I feel about like what they're gonna do. And myself, am I that hurt? I did get shot, but I'm okay. And Lenza is got death in 16 hours. I'm gonna say that these are our beds and they're medical beds until we remove them. So I want you to go rest, and I want me to go rest, and Nitsuen should get in here to rest as well. Bill can get in here too. Yeah, okay. And the other Keelon's coming in to rest too. No starvation, we know. Oh, the bears are starving now. How are you starving? We have kibble. We had kibble and we had meat. Okay, I would say at this point they probably could do with like food. Honestly. Like they basically just need like meat and or raw food, but I can't hunt that many animals, and by the time we kill whatever's here, I don't think they can get back that fast because it is let's see, they want collection of gold. I don't really want that quest. I can stay away. Or did I just get rid of the wrong quest? I got rid of the wrong quest, so just hoping that whatever happened here we were good for. Oh, that was the long distance scanner. That's fine. Alright. So once they've got the roof off this place, which they haven't yet, because I'm pretty sure a few of us can do construction, but if they can get all the medicine, also Keelan's body's in the water, so it's going to decompose. Is this metal? It's steel. So let's get remove the roof here too. Somebody's got an infection. Remove this. Remove that just in case, and we will do some harvesting. They can take mushrooms and stuff. I'd love to be able to grow mushrooms like on my own map. Meteorite limestone. Nice. Alright, let's get that, because I do have a couple of things I think need limestone. And I forgot to check who had the infection, but if it's back home, they're fine. If it's here, that's not as fine. Okay, they've got the roof off. They should be removing the floor. I don't super need, like, granite and stuff, but if they want to, it's just more materials that we can, like, use and stuff. So the roof is off, and as long as we've got a couple of beds to, like, lay in, it's more than fine. This, I want basically everything except for, like, the sandstone stuff. And that's steel. And some of this is steel. I think that's slate. Sorry. That's slate. These have got to be marble. That's got to be steel. Deconstruct those. I think that might be steel. That's slate. And yeah, there's only like this, that thing I don't want to destroy because there's no point. And I think some of this is slate, so we don't want to destroy everything. Some of the people that I brought are also able to, like, you know, do construction and stuff. I want that stuff to destroy. Okay, LT's in a daze, and yeah. Apart from the fact that they're observing corpses, like, most of the people that got construction are the ones that are actively down, so everybody else that is trying to work on stuff is only doing it to best ability, plus they're doing the plants first, which is a higher priority. I'd love to be able to grow the raw fungus on, like, my own map, and I'm pretty sure you can't, like, I don't think you can grow it in, like, just out of curiosity, because I've never tried. Can I grow mushrooms in here? No. Because I was going to say, I'd love to grow mushrooms in my game. I know that there's a mod for that, but, like, I'm not going to add it and shit. These are steel. Kit Kats in a daze. You guys have only got, like, X number of food here, and I don't want you to go cannibalism. Alright, you guys are going back in the caravan, because you're effectively useless at this point. When they're all in a daze like that, they're not going to do anything around camp, so I might as well just pack them up and send them home, which means they're also less likely to hurt themselves, like roaming around or doing something stupid and stuff. I won't get as much resources, but it's okay. I should bring home Keelon, although they might eat him. Just saying. I'll take the guns, because they weren't exactly super advanced people. Can't wear any of that. That would have been probably Keelon's. There is silver. We've got silver. There's steel. We can take that. There was awful beds, slate beds. Yeah, I don't want none of the beds. That's just going to weigh them down. So let's get them back on the road, because even if they're having a tantrum, they can still move around when they're, like, roaming and stuff. So what I do need to do is we need to get the rest of these finished. And I definitely don't have probably sufficient, what we got? We need plasteel, which we might have. I've got a little bit of plasteel, but I don't know if I've got enough for, like, the many that I'm making. And somebody's in a daze, and what do we got? Desperately need components, but we are installing some components. We're good for advanced components, I believe. Yeah, we're good for advanced components, but I still need them to build these so that we can get components. I also need you guys to stop doing research, so we have no need for that anymore. And I also need to probably get them to do more, what do you call it? Medicine and shit. I need you to be making that forever, mate. Make it forever, forever, and that one's forever. What was that? Oh, nice, components. That is going to hopefully help a lot, because I need them, even if they could just make the fucking fabrication benches so then we could actually just make components, that would help too. But I also need the steel, and we're, like, perpetually out of steel. And I was going to make, like, a second row of electricity out here, like, to have, like, another row of turrets, but that's just not going to happen either. So what I might do, might get rid of this extra row that I was going to try to put in here, because we're obviously not going to get to a point where I can put that many excess turrets in here. but we will be able to at least have the turrets. And if I can move this corridor thing a little bit, make a second wall, because I do think we've got sufficient marble for the most part. Obviously, as long as I don't destroy lights and stuff. If I can just... I don't know if they'll take the lights out of there. I guess they'll take the lights out of there. Let me try to get these. Get those destroyed. If I can stay up near the top, we can destroy these. I had lights in these tunnels, but now we're not. So destroy them. I'm just trying to stay as high up as possible so I can stay the fuck away from it. Alright, now same with like over here. What was that? Deep drill's exhausted. Yeah. Let's allow that, but let's move that. They're not touching that one. I noticed they're not interested in that, but we have this spot here, which is far more important. And I think they are like kind of going over there, but I'd rather them not waste their time trying to get as far as over there. I'd rather them try to take out this little patch of steel because it's a lot closer. Plus, apparently there's this underground steel here. Well, they are kind of going up to this, which that one is glass steel. Actually, I won't touch that. That one has been used up though, and we could reach that from there, just like barely. So let's get a little line about here, which is a little bit too far, but this is fine. We can reach like a lot of things here. That will probably take all the steel that we're pulling up the top here. And they look like they built some of this, but we're not there yet. Wondering what is under this. Uranium. And that is gold. I would argue that this is not worth our time to get up here, because uranium's great and shit, but like we need steel way more. So let us get rid of that line up there, because we're not going to go that far up. Although I do like where I have my turrets over there, so I'm not like mad about that. Frankly, if I wanted to, I could like leave this patch and then like make another one. I don't mind like putting a few extra turrets in like these extra spots because it's kind of useful. But I know I've got like fucking slug cannons and all sorts of shit that we're trying to make in here, which, you know, don't have the steel, don't have the plasteel, don't have the uranium, don't have the components for it. If I did, we'd make it. Like we've got one here, which is great. It will hopefully help in a pinch if we really need it. I don't know if it can shoot over things. I've got no clue. So yeah. And we've got more underground steel. That is too far out. We're not going to get that. Okay, so I also am still trying to remove all the lights in here. The other thing too is I'm only going to get steel back from these lights, honestly. There we go. I might accidentally also kind of pull up like indoor lights by accident, maybe. Depends on how close I am to things. The lights in this tunnel have been kind of at least allowing my people to see for the most part. That's going to grab some extra lights there. Okay, we'll have to grab whatever we can. No, I think they might have done the right ones. They might take out these ones though. The goat has died because malnutrition. Yeah, animals are starving. Let's see. Our animals. Let's see. Let's get rid of some of you guys. I reckon we can't keep these. And the polar bears are staying. The muffaloes are staying for the moment. The sheep can go. We need the bloomalopes for fuel. Rhinos can stay. Labrador, the timber wolf. I don't need basically any of the other animals. I think we're good for the rest of them. We'll adjust that and I'll see how that goes for a moment. That should auto-cull some stuff. What was that? That's quite a lot of steels, yeah. That's going to help a fair bit. Also, these ones apparently are not working, so down in the hole they go. Let me allow those. When they finish being usable, they become like automatically just like turned off, and so people can't use them. But yeah, I'm gonna get this like little corner in here as best I can. And the steel, the sheer number of steel that we're hopefully going to get, I need you guys to not enclose spots like that. Should help us like really build this place up. I don't know how much of a tunnel this is going to be, but yeah. I'll leave that corner bit for a hot second. Do that wall. and I should be able to do most of this wall. I don't know if I'm missing other lights like elsewhere, but you know, we're gonna find out as we go. Underground skill, please be close by. That is close by. Now the question is, do I have any spare drills? Let me just grab one for a second. That is like in a really good spot. So I've moved that one. That one's one left. We're getting steel from there. What is this? This underground steel. That's plasteel, which is good. I have these, which I don't feel like I need that many anymore. I feel like I can move a couple of these down. Let's get you guys down here on this. And God, it's so hard to see in like the massive dust pile. Can you imagine just standing there just in like a cloud of like pure dust, being like, yep, I went to work today. There'll be actually people that like obviously like do have jobs like that, but I'm just saying. And somebody's got inspired surgery, which is great. We are gonna chock this place full. Also, I guess all the components and extra steel also help us make more fire foam poppers too, which is hopefully going to make this place, I'm really hoping, like a lot less flammable. Because like I got no fucking clue how this is gonna go. I can't put that there. I can't put that one there. I don't know why that one's not letting me move that. Which way is this gonna face? Who knows? Insulting spree, inspired surgery, and gold pile, which we're not going to travel to. So we're going to move some of those down, and there's also another bit in that room, which I'm going to move as well. I'm going to put one in here inside, and if it's not already moving, I'm going to move these extra ones down. I don't want that spot. I want them to try to get this spot really hard, because it's also really close by to where we exit. And I don't feel like we need to get that much marble anymore. I feel like we have sufficient excess rocks, and I have got as many colonists as physically possible to go and collect up whatever additional rocks may exist out in the world so that enemies can't use them to sit behind. I'm hoping. Like, it's not going to be a perfect solution, but like I really hope that it like fucking helps. And we'll get rid of this whole wall of like mining operation. I think that can still reach. Lord Grimm's an insulting spree, because I kind of feel like that's, you know, the general energy. There's underground steel, animal filth, animal starvation. The boomalopes are starving. Cool, that's not ideal. And we have a lot of polar bears. The polar bears have been breeding like flies, which is kind of great. What is this one? This is Full Master Well Masters drafted. Hell yeah, we want that. We want them to come fight when it's time to fight. Not all of them are going to have the skills to fight, but some of them might. Put you in that one for the moment. Got one of the cats that's in here. Did we have any of like... I reckon they culled Abra because he wasn't paired again. He didn't have like anyone with him and stuff. Also, I've got you being all up inside. But yeah, we're basically almost at a point where I guess I should probably cull off a bunch of like the cats. Not like that. I was going to throw them into like male, female. I was basically going to get rid of, I'm sure a couple of the cats are probably pregnant. It should be safe to do that. And as for the muffalos, I kind of feel like we should be able to get rid of the majority of the muffalos because I won't be traveling. I am using them for like meat, so obviously, you know, that's good shit. And I need you guys to follow your masters when we do training and shit. There's going to be a lot of culling going on in here. And someone's having a tantrum. Now there's only like a couple of female boomalopes, and that should be fine. Let's get you back by name or whatever. Get you, there we go. Alright, that's how it kind of is the order. So there's only a couple of them that still got to follow master. So we do have like a small army of miscellaneous bears and a couple of megasloths and the boomalopes and stuff like that. The boomalopes kind of a bit late to have tried to get, you know, what we need from them. And as far as like the cats are concerned, I think none of them were pregnant. So we might have just culled the cat population into like a one gender situation. Although I know that only, no, don't set them free. the ones that were tasked under animals were the older ones, because the rest of them, don't do that, not to that one. Okay, so that should get rid of all the excess animals, except for obviously the muffaloes and stuff, because I want to cull them once they hit like, well, did I leave any males? I left one male, I think. I do want to cull the muffaloes, but I don't know. I guess we're not going to go on a caravan. We could get rid of them, not the pregnant one. Wait till they have something. So there'll be 2 of those. We'll have all the attack animals. It should be a really short list. Ideally, only a few cats. Proposey, Viking, a few of the creatures are gonna help us fight. And now we have a high psychic drone, which means all the females in the colony are going to basically go fucking psychotic. So where is a happy thing? Where's the psychic soothe? I have one. I'll pause it for a second because I want to find it. I thought I bought one. There's one. I'm going to need at least one of those active, if not both, because a high psychic drone is going to basically counteract anything positive going on in the base. So like if they had a party or something like that, it's not going to matter. Like they may destroy something of like high use or whatever. Also, I don't know why. Oh, that's right. I made these lights in here purple. That was a mistake. I wanted these ones to be white so I can see inside. There we go. Okay. Have we got any other soothe things? I don't know. Got underground steel where? Oh, that kind of looks like it's sort of close. I've moved most of these though. Got a lot of blocks there, so we should have plenty of stuff. And where is one of those drills? Because I kind of stacked up excess down here, which was fine. That one's kind of not being used, so where is it? Not too far away. I could reinstall that out here. Kind of get it in like the dead center where we've got like just basically it. And extreme break risk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a few people tantruming, breaking things. Actually, hold on, breaking things. That just gave me a thought. I can imagine exactly what they're going to want to break that's of value in this colony. Something that's extremely hard to replace at the moment, you know? Let's get this all fucking enclosed. There is like a whole snowman there. I think that's just a snowman. I need somebody to destroy the snowman, although it should have melted by now. I need you to destroy that. Do we not have the blocks? We have blocks, and there's underground steel, and the caravan's back. Oh, underground uranium. That's too far away. Let's get that wildlife. I don't need to take in any more boomalopes. I need you guys to go and hunt them. Scan steel, plasteel. That's still too far away. So everybody out here is mining. We're not really mining on this like backside too much. Not much. And we've got this corner, which, like I said, I've got to kind of like figure out how the fuck to get this like sorted out. And that was what? A boomalope. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, the unburied colonist situation. That's right, we brought Keelan back. I don't want corpses in there. Hold on. I need that to not be fully sealed entirely. I need there to be a door, at least. At least a door. And no colonists being buried in there. And also, this zone needs to go, which is unideal because there's like a shit ton of rocks. But yeah, they are... What is this event? Melbourne's remake so it could be... Oh, is it raining? Yeah, it's fucking raining again. Hold on. Zone, I need a roof. It hasn't rained since I made these. That one won't need a pillar, but this one will. And that's why structures, columns. Yeah, I need a column here. At least a column. So that it can stay functional. I don't know if this needs fucking roof. I have no clue. I also want to build this in a lot tighter. Lens has given up. Mate. No. Let's change your mind about that. Hopefully I've got enough people for it. Catatonic, tantrum. Okay. Like I said, everybody is going to be having a tantrum right now. I'm going to have a lot of people like drop weapons and all sorts of stuff because we've got a high psychic drone for females, which is like at least like half the colony or whatever. So colonist needs rescue. I think you might be maybe getting the... No, you're hunting something. Can you rescue? Oh, you're hauling the minigun. Fine. Alright, so it is true we're a little bit low on marble. I could have chosen just about anything else in here. That is going to probably collapse its ass, isn't it? Let's get some wood in here. I don't know how this functions with this, but I think you are supposed to like enclose it to protect it, at least during the battles, I feel like. But we'll try to put like a bunch of pillars. I obviously have to open it up when I eventually want to leave, but I need some people who are working on the... Everything else on the roofs here are going to collapse. I need you guys to not do roofs for just a fucking second. This whole section in the middle here, just ignore that. Because I think they're only building it as they're building the wall, and they'll only build about as far as they can reach unless there's pillars. But if I can get a couple of the pillars built, then they should hopefully put them up in here. Bed assigned to Josh was destroyed. That's okay. Okay, so we should have prevented more Zit events. We have got good power on both sides of the base, hopefully. I'm hoping sufficient power for like what we're doing. We have spare power. We're building the pillars in here so that we can extend the roof. Nuke Dragon's having a tantrum. I've got to get this place shut in ASAP so that people can't break the fucking thing. Like, obviously my like Xing out doors doesn't always work, so there's a problem. But I've got to keep an eye on people not getting in here and breaking it. So we've got the engines built, and I've still got 10 cryo sleep caskets to make. But honestly, I've got like 41 on this, so I can take like majority of like half the colony at this point. I can, so it'll be like 51-ish, give or take. 50 odd colonists I might be able to take out of here. I probably could have built more. I also realized that I don't have one of the beds on this end. Sad Wanderer and Tantrum. How do I do this? It's that way. There we go. Okay, I missed that one before, but it should be fine now. And the animals are getting out because somebody's obviously broken the door in some capacity. Or not. I don't know why they decided to go and rope up all the animals. They like rope them up and then they're taking them all the way over here. Can they not walk through this? Hold on. Can you guys seriously not walk through this? Let's take out like that spot there. I'm guessing this must be like dead set solid. I didn't realize that it works like a wall like that. I guess they can't move the animals through it. Essentially, let's move that bit there. That way it's a bit faster. That was an adventure. I have no idea why they bothered to do that, but I guess somebody probably left the door open. Now, as for food for the animals, I kind of at this point need you guys to extend it to wherever we can get. Make that like strawberry plants and stuff too. I definitely don't want them to cut that. That's allowed cutting. Everything else should be good. And we have a trader. Okay. Hold on. Where is... what's her face? You. Know that you're being affected by the high psychic drone, but if you want to head down there, I also need maybe 1-2 more pillars up here to be made, and then we can get the roof. Should be safe to make the roof on this side, and we're just missing the 2 pillars there. So I don't want your farm animals. I could definitely do with food. And I'd like to get the chem fuel here if I can. And Nutrimine and components. Probably cloth to make more stuff. And I'll sell you guys in return as much of this shit as I can. That should do for a moment while I see what else I can buy. We can get more steel. I don't need dye. More reinforced barrels in this case. I don't need more books. Although that one is actually a recreational book, so that would be fine. Now, I do have a lot of excess clothes because we look like we just came out of winter. It is spring now, so everybody should be getting kind of warm. And what else do you have? Not a lot. I've got a lot of spare beds, which actually I won't sell those. I'll deconstruct them because they've got materials I need. And I somehow have a wall lamp, which I'll pull apart. I have a lot of sculptures around